Hey guys, Dennis here, Kicking Cancer Mining. Um, I haven't been on in a little while because of the whole virus craziness and whatnot. But as you see, I'm doing okay. I've got some chicken cooking today for dinner. Gonna add some potatoes and some fruit and maybe a little bit of asparagus to go with it. Um, I'm presently I'm safely urban camping in Florida. I'll be leaving Florida in about a week and heading for parts north. Um, I wanted to give a shout out to um, to my buddy Madison, the big sister I always never wanted. Um, Madison is getting ready to go to basic training at Parris Island, and I want to say I'm really proud of her, and she's going to do great things. I know she will. She's a smart kid, and yeah, well, that's it. I'm real proud of her, and I'm happy she's following her dream, um, and heading out there to be a Marine. Um, um, there's not a lot going on here. It's real quiet, not a lot of traffic, and of course, you see, I am at a house, but I'm not really at the house. I'm in my van, which is behind me there, but through the trees and such. Um, these little red flowers are bougainvillea, and they're really not a flower. It's the tree. The leaves turn different colors and create this sort of a flower thing. But they've got these spikes on them. They're horrible. They jab you and you can get infected, and you know. So, there's the van, trusty van. Um, I got a permission where I can park and be off the beaten path, if you will, and have access to power and access to this picnic table area over here, um, which allows me to set my stove up and cook a meal. I've got an outside shower, and it's the most comfortable I've been since I came back to Florida from Colorado. Now, speaking about Colorado, you know, I made friends there, and some of those friendships were really good, and some of them weren't, and it's a shame that those things happened. But to those friends that I made in Colorado, I want to say thank you. Thanks for a great season. I had a blast out there with people like Don Green and Anders Marin, William Burnham, um, and William's family. Thank you so much for everything you guys did for me while I was out last year. Yeah. Um, uh, I want to say thank you to Gerald Birdsong the Bird. Gerald's just a really cool guy, and I'm fortunate that I met him and Stacy Eckert up at Gold Camp with Dinas Boltman, the owner of Colorado Gold Camp. Really cool guys. Dinas is what I would consider the true prospector. I mean, this guy gets out there in this crazy weather and looks for gold all the time, and not just gold, but other stuff like gemstones and other such items. And I mean, just a really neat, honest, hardworking, down-to-earth guy. Um, and I'm really thankful for those friendships. There were a couple there that weren't so great, but that's life. I mean, you meet people, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And the best thing I can say to that is, if you meet somebody and your spidey senses go off and they say, maybe I ought to pass on this one, you probably ought to listen, because in the end, your spidey senses are always right. Yeah, man. Um, So here we are. I'm not going to go back to Colorado this year. I'm going to go to Virginia, and then I'm going to go up into New York for a little bit. And I've got some permissions for metal detecting. Now I sent my white V3i out for service, and I know it was received, but unfortunately the white repair place has closed temporarily due to the coronavirus. So I've sent them some additional information to guarantee that the metal detector, once repaired, goes to the right location, because, well, I won't be in Florida. Um, we've had record heat here. It's been in the 90s for better than a week. Heat index or humidity has been sky high, and so again, I'm really grateful for this parking space where I can plug in and have some air conditioning. And I'm spending my self-isolation watching marathons on Netflix while hanging out in the Copernicus wagon. My van, so named Copernicus by Anders Marin last year. Anders, I hope you're doing really well. I'm sorry I won't get to see you this year. But as I understand, he has well left Colorado. And Don Martin, I mean, what a cool guy. Or Don Green, rather. Don Green, you know, he occasionally sends me a text or a message or something to say hey, and constantly reminds me that Haagen-Dazs is like crack. You just can't get enough. I look forward to having some Haagen-Dazs at the end of this winter season when I get to my next location and I have a freezer to put the Haagen-Dazs in. Because, you know, I can't sit down and eat that much Haagen-Dazs anymore. My body just won't, I don't handle it well. And then nobody wants to be around me because I'm lactose intolerant. Okay, I know, TMI. Anyway, you know, Don and Anders, I met those guys my first trip to Colorado a few years back, and you know, cool guys, and what I would consider as good friends. Although Anders was probably a little goofy, but you know, nobody's perfect, you know, especially not me. The chicken is smelling really good now. It'll be a little while before it's ready yet, but um, uh, trying to think of things that I really want to talk about, but honestly, there isn't anything. Um, Virginia, I'm going to be doing primarily metal detecting. I do have a few permissions up there, and a couple of dry creek beds, and so maybe I'll get lucky and find me some gold while I'm there. Um, I'm going to make a trip to Madison's graduation in May, June, or July. I think it's July. But it'll be this year. Her graduation from basic training at Parris Island in South Carolina. I'm going to make a trip up north to New York State to visit with my niece and nephew. Not related, but still, you know, they adopted me as good Uncle Dennis because, I mean, let's face it, I'm a cool guy. Kids love me. Of course, the drone probably helped, and the soccer ball, and this year I sent them gifts from Leadville, some rock formations and quartz and whatnot from through Dynas's mineral auction, and I'm excited to be able to actually see those items this year. As I only saw them on Facebook, and I purchased them through an auction with him, and then had them shipped directly to New York State. So also a visit with the kids, and radiation treatments have been temporarily suspended due to the virus, and I'm hoping to get back into treatment up there in Richmond, Virginia during the summer. Hopefully, you know. I feel pretty good for the most part. I certainly have my good days, my bad days, but for the most part, I feel pretty good, and I feel like the treatments were working while they were being done. Give a shout out here to Judy Britton and Mrs. B. Love you guys. I'm sorry that the virus came along and stopped us from visiting, but I'll see you guys when I get back to Florida in November or thereabouts. Yeah, well, dinner's cooking. It's coming along really nicely now. As you can see, I got the sizzling chicken going on. It'll be a while before that's ready, though. And I'm about to go watch a little more Walking Dead, because it seems relevant to what's going on in our world today. Maybe the coronavirus is actually the start of the zombie apocalypse. Alright, y'all have a great day. Thanks for checking in. This is Dennis with Kicking Cancer Mining and Metal Detecting, saying, yeah man, living the dream, baby.